Alright, so what do you do when you see a tabletop RPG based on social infiltration and hiding your true nature from the public? You turn it into a motherfucking battle royale. You know what the weird part is? It's actually working so far. Vampire the Masquerade is looked at very fondly by the RPG community, both from the tabletop and the video game side. Many members of the community have given high praise to the Bloodline game, and for damn good reason. But with Bloodlines 2 delayed, and in return a battle royale making its way onto the scene, a lot of members within the VTM community have already judged Bloodhunt pretty harshly. As a fan of both the video game series and a pretty avid player of the tabletop, I went into Bloodhunt expecting to hate it, but instead what I got was a pretty competent battle royale game. Bloodhunt is a third-person shooter with some melee aspects worked in. I'll be honest, the shooter market is totally saturated right now, so it takes a lot to stand out from the pack, but Bloodhunt manages to do that. The game has a large focus on verticality and traversal, and at any given moment, you could sprint up a building and travel from rooftop to rooftop, sliding and jumping your way across the map. This movement is pretty easy to pick up as soon as you start playing, and it feels pretty damn good. To give you even more movement options, each clan within the game has one movement ability unique to their clan, which can range from a teleport or a soaring leap. Combining these movement abilities with the base traversal mechanic creates a very fun and unique experience when it comes to traveling the map. Just look at this clip and take my word for it when I say moving around like this feels really good. Now, as mentioned earlier, the game has a clan system that gives you different subclasses to play with as you pick your favorite Vampire the Masquerade clan. So far in its alpha build, only 3 clans are in the game, with more already in development. But the 3 we have are the fan favorite Toreadors, Brujah, and Nosferatu. In the VTM world, the clans are all very unique and have their own special characteristics that set them apart both in gameplay and in theme. I'm happy to say so far the clans in Bloodhunt follow that same ideal, and each of the 3 clans are very unique in their own style. Brujahs are still the gritty beat shit with a stick clan that you know and love. Their gameplay focuses on aggression and rushing down your opponents to overwhelm them with your strength. The Nosferatu are still those sneaky little shits they've always been, and just like in the tabletop, they love their recon and trickery, with their gameplay focusing on tracking your opponents so you could set up a successful ambush. And finally, we have the Toreadors, who are still the stupid, sexy, smug little assholes we can't help but adore. And just on theme, their gameplay focus on using their good looks to stun their enemies and help their allies. With how the clans are being treated so far, I think Shark Mob is doing a pretty good job proving they understand the source material and are respecting it. Hell, they even have some of the finer details down. Check out how a Brujah feeds on a human. Now check out how the Toreador does it. Now let's see the Nosferatu do it.
Help me! Don't let the monster eat me!
Yeah, they definitely understand the clans, and speaking of that, when you got vampires, you gotta have fashion. Now, as I said earlier, this is just the early alpha build, so this is not the full game content, but what we have for the character creator is already very promising. For each clan, I was able to easily create styles that fit them. From hairstyles, eye colors, and tattoos, the game is off to a great start, and I'm pretty excited to see what else they'll add down the road. Hell, maybe we'll even get some fan favorite characters as cosmetic options. You can't tell me the VTM community wouldn't drop some cash to play as one of the Vorman twins. Now, one thing VTM fans love about the series is its world building. And I'm happy to see Bloodhunt is actually committing to that by creating detailed journal entries that cover the location of the game, the characters within it, and even the terminology used in the world. I can't wait to see how they expand on this in the future, because there really isn't that many story-focused battle royales out there. Most of them just go, here, take the cinematic trailer, and fuck off. And then they do it again 5 months later. Visually, the game looks pretty damn fantastic, and runs very well even in its early alpha stage. The city is nice and moody, with the rain effects and lighting giving it that real World of Darkness feel to it. The use of color is fantastic. I love how you could tell what part of town you were in just by the color of the lighting buildings are using. For its early alpha stage, the game is already running better than some fully released games on the market right now. Dead by Daylight. As for sound, I love the constant patter of raindrops following you as you walk around the map. But this can be interrupted by a number of things. Sometimes car alarms are set off, church bells start ringing, or NPCs are running and screaming because they just saw a masquerade violation. If the sounds aren't building atmosphere, then they are informing the player of other opponents' activities nearby, meaning sound is always playing a role in the game one way or another, which is good because you don't want sound to be filler, you want it to mean something. Although I will say the player lobby you start in is uncomfortably quiet. We need some nice mood-setting music, and I seriously hope this game does well enough to bring in Bloodlines composer Rick Schaefer to do some new original music for the game to fill that void. Now, let's get into the Battle Royale itself, and there's a few things here that honestly surprised me. The first thing to note is this Battle Royale is limited to only 45 players instead of the traditional 100. That is because the map of the game is actually pretty small. Now, a small map is a good thing and a bad thing. The good is, the map is very detailed. Most Battle Royale games have detailed landmarks surrounded by a ton of barren land. But in Bloodhunt, the map itself is just landmarks with little to no barren land, so you are always somewhere unique. As you traverse the map, you will find rooftop restaurants, outlet shopping malls, and even nightclubs you could go inside and fight. You can even break into special stores to refill on health items or find yourself some melee weapons. If you're someone like my dumbass who always manages to get caught out of the circle, this is one of the only battle royales where the map is so small and you move so fast, it's actually incredibly hard to get caught by the circle closing in on you. Some players may like the pressure the circle brings, but if you don't, then Bloodhunt may be up your alley. Now let's talk about the bad part of having a small map. While the game only hosts about 45 players in a match, there is a pretty frequent danger of getting third-partied while in a fight. Being third-partied means you are in a battle with another person and suddenly you get shot from the back by someone else mid-battle. It's something that all Battle Royale players have to deal with, but in Bloodhunt, because the map is so small and traversal is so fast, it's very common for someone to haul ass to your fight and shoot one of you down. Now, I think the devs know about this because in this game you can actually revive yourself off the ground, so you can hide after getting third-partied and pick yourself up. But I literally have a clip where I got down from a third party, picked myself up, got the hell out of there, and then got downed again because of another third party in a fight moments later. I can see this pissing off a decent amount of players, but there's still a good amount of time till release, so hopefully a solution can be found. Now, an important thing about Vampire is the Masquerade, to hide your nature from normal humans. And Bloodhunt incorporates that into its gameplay by giving you penalties if a human NPC spots you doing something supernatural. If you feed in front of a group of humans or use one of your powers in public, you are given a Masquerade violation. Your position is revealed to all players for a minute. This is to encourage you to keep up the Masquerade by limiting yourself when you walk the city streets. And I think it's a good way to work in why so many vampires are breaking literally the only fucking rule they need to follow in broad nighttime. Speaking of human NPCs, they actually make for great traps for the players to fall for. Since you're hunting other vampires, you're looking for people who are acting different than everyone else. Unless you're Nosferatu, then your ugly ass just kinda gives it away. But I had one instance when I got in a fight with a vampire. They ended up running away, and in the distance I saw someone running where I last saw them. I shot that person's damn head off, only to realize that was a human that was running. And now my ass is marked. I wasn't even mad. I actually love how the NPCs can be an actual threat to you even when they don't mean it. And I hope the game will add more unique NPC animations to the game to throw players off and make mistakes. That's all I have to say about the game from the short time I had with it. It went from a game I was ready to laugh at to a game I'm pretty excited to see released. Bloodhunt has a promising foundation to build upon in the future, but only time will tell if the game will survive the already saturated Battle Royale market. When the time comes, this game will have my support, because not only is it fun, but I am a huge slut for Vampire the Masquerade, and I need my damn fix. I'm Chris from Jenny and Chill. If you liked the video, you should like the video, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think of the game. Do you think it has a chance? Is this your introduction to Vampire the Masquerade? Are you oddly attracted to the Nosferatu and willing to risk it all? Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and hit the subscribe button so we can talk more about video games. I'll see you next time.